All right, everyone, welcome to One Nation of Sports Soccer Magazine Extra. I am your host, Kirk DeMars, and we've got a great program for you tonight. Excited about this one. We have Brady Kerperin from the Blair Oaks Falcons. He is joining us on the program tonight, as well as co-host Ethan Furnow. Ethan, how's it going, man?
What's up?
Looks like you got some football going in the background, so it is absolutely awesome that we're going to be talking to one of the premier linebackers right here in mid-Missouri, and excited about bringing Brady on. But before we do that, I got to find out how you been doing with your fantasy football. I know you said there's been kind of up and down. What's going on there?
Oh, I pulled off another win this week. I was actually down by 40 points in the beginning, and I came back. AJ Brown actually kind of had on this week. He had a pretty big game, and so did my quarterback Lamar Jackson. So, gotta give a shout out to those guys. Working their tails off and getting me those points that I needed. So it'll push me to. I think I'll be. Is it 5-2? So it's not too bad. And actually, my wife's right behind me now too. She's 5-2 after tonight. She'll be 5-2 as well. So we got a little bit of competitiveness going on.
That's awesome. And then, with that, this is her first year, right?
Yes, don't let her know that though. I mean, she'll rub it in my face.
Yeah, I just thought I would throw that out for her. So there you
Yeah.
go. All right. Hey, we've got a great program on tonight. I'm not going to waste any time. I want to go ahead and get Brady on here, and we'll just have a good talk with him tonight. Thanks for joining, and thanks for helping to do this interview. Looking forward to it, and let's go ahead and get him on now. Hey, Brady, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
We are doing really good.
Good.
Thanks for joining us tonight. Hey, it looks like Ethan's pretty relaxed there in the middle. If he happens to fall asleep, you might need to elbow him or something like that, wake him up.
Nope, I'm
All
good.
right.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm just chilling, ready
All
for
right.
this episode.
Very good. All right, Brady, we'll just go ahead and get started with everything. Why don't you tell us about your younger years and when you developed your love for football?
Yeah, so I've always loved football from the time I can start having my first memories. But my dad would always take me to every high school football game, so we'd go watch Blair Oaks no matter where they played, no matter what the weather. And we, I know I enjoyed that time a lot. I'm sure he did too. And that was when my love for football really started.
So was it a thing of you like, I want to just get out there and hit some people right away, or just enjoy it? Yeah, see, you got that nod already.
Yeah, so even when I was a younger kid playing flag football, we couldn't put the pads on yet. All I ever wanted to do was just put the pads on and get out there and play.
Yeah, awesome. All right, go ahead, Ethan.
So, all right, man. So here we go. We got a few questions from me too, as well. As a kid, when you were playing flag football, what did you think about the possibilities of being a Blair Oak Falcon?
Well, I was definitely excited about it. My dad went to Blair Oaks and he played football there too. And like I said, we have a pretty special relationship that revolves around football quite a bit. And I just looked up to the varsity players that were playing and winning a lot of games, even state championships for the team at that time. And I was just super excited to be part of it one day.
Uh,
100%.
what do you remember about some of those teams as you were growing up? What do you remember about some of those? What really stood out to you?
Well, I don't know. I remember a lot about the teams, but probably one of the things that stood out to me most from the varsity teams was back in the day, I used to watch Sam Lubring. He was my favorite high school football player, which is kind of funny because I'm thinking about that now and it seems a little bit goofy to me. But back in the day, I really looked up to this guy, and he wore number 15 and played middle linebacker as well. So I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, speaking of number 15 and linebacker, let's go ahead and you were on the cover of Sports Locker, and forgive the blurring out there of the green, but on this green screen, it takes off the green. So uh, we had your article in the magazine, and there's so many different things that uh, I could go off of and talk about, and we'll do some of that. If I miss a few things, I'll try to come back in here and hit that a little bit, but. One of the things that I shared with you before we started the interview is that when we were out doing your photo shoots and my daughter was getting the photography and getting those shots, she wanted to get some that were up close and, So we decided to have you run by her within like a foot as she was down on the ground trying to get those pictures. And again, I want to thank you for not mowing over my daughter. Uh, I have to look out for the safety of my photographer. If you wanted to put a hit on Jay, that would have been okay. He was just holding the flash. So, what did you
That's
enjoy?
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
No, that's another thing too. Is like it's going to be off script a little bit, Kirk. But I want to ask him too. What does it mean to you though to be in a magazine? That's kind of a big thing. Back in the day, it was like the Pigskin magazine. Where they pick all the top players from around the Missouri and everything like that to be in the Pigskin. But what does that mean to you to be in Sports Locker? And be able to tell your story a little bit too.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool because ever since I was little, we would always get the magazines at the house, and I'd look through and see what Blair Oaks are at them or in them, and I always thought that was cool. So to be in it myself now, I think that's pretty important.
Yeah. And I want to just follow up with that is that one of the things that the school does is that they select the student athletes for us. We kind of give them an idea that maybe a little bit what we're looking for, but they make the selections, and uh, they they definitely take that seriously, and they wanted to make sure that you were representing the school. So outstanding job. Good to have you in
Thank
there.
you.
Yeah. All right, Brady, in your article with Sports Locker, you talked about your dad, Paul, being a role model to you, and you kind of mentioned that a little bit ago, but you said he taught you that shortcuts are no substitute for hard work and accountability. What does that look like throughout your athletic career, and how do you transfer that to others as a leader?
Well, when I was started to play football and was just doing flag football to the time I was in seventh grade, my dad was actually my football coach. So not only at home but on the field, he was making sure to instill the values of hard work and accountability in me, and make sure that I didn't take any shortcuts. And I think that helps me now as a leader because I see those younger freshmen, guys who are kind of struggling a little bit, guys who are doing well, but I can always pick them up and encourage them to work harder and do better.
It is absolutely important to have senior leadership and being able to pass that along. Do you remember some of the guys that were good leaders for you as you got started with football at Blair Oaks?
I sure do, yeah.
What kind of things did they impart to you to just kind of get you ready?
Can you repeat that for me?
Yeah, what kind of things did they impart to you to get you ready as a football player?
Well, one thing in particular I remember is Carson Pringer every day during practice making people mad, not because he was doing anything wrong, but because he would go so hard and hit people so hard that he wanted to make himself better every day. But not everyone wanted to do that all the time, and he was at 100% every single practice, and I really like that.
Yeah, that's good. Very good. Hey, Patty Barnhart McFeeters, she's joining us. Kind of cool because the other day she hasn't been able to join us in a while because she's been watching her grandkids play football, and so she contacted me. I don't remember. I think it was a few weeks ago, wanting to know where she could get the magazine with you on it. So here she's on here tonight. Welcome, Patty. Uh, Another thing that I want to point out: anybody that wants to make comments about Brady or just some of the things that you've enjoyed about watching him play football or just the young man that he is, if you want to pop on here and make any comments, feel free to do that, and we'll try to share them if we can. All right, Ethan, you're up, man.
All right, here we go. Question 2 for me, Brady. You also said your mom ensured you were all well equipped with what you needed to succeed. Tell us about that and how important that was to your development.
It was very important. My mom's always there to help me out no matter what, and I can't tell you how many times I've gone to her and complained, "Mom, I'm hungry," and then she immediately goes and fixes me something to eat and make sure I'm not hungry and make sure I got my laundry done for football and just every step of the way. And she's always happy to support me and give me words of encouragement.
That's
That's what
awesome.
moms are there for.
That's awesome.
they're they're
So
they're they're there to watch our backs, and when we forget things and everything like that, they always have our backs. And remembering, if we forgot our gloves or our cleats or anything like that, um, stuff like that. So, yeah.
For sure.
So with that, while we have you on here, and this is just a great reminder for mom. What's the favorite food that she fixes you, and hopefully that will encourage her to do that again here soon.
Tell us something good too. Don't
Fav-
be like cupcakes or anything like that.
no, favorite food is probably her chicken Alfredo. She makes some really good chicken Alfredo.
All
All right,
right.
I can get down on that. I can get down on that. My wife
Type of
makes some
stuff
killer
that'll put some
Alfredo.
muscle
So,
on you.
Yeah. Well, we'll see
uh,
that comment right there too. Is he is always hungry. That's awesome. All right, we have also Amy Asher Wilson. She's joined us. She said Brady is an outstanding young man on and off the field. It's such a pleasure to watch him grow into an amazing young man. Thank you, Amy. We appreciate you saying that.
It's
Um,
funny she comments that she has made me many a meals as well. She's a very good cook.
okay, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and throw that out there again. What's the favorite meal that she makes for you?
Oh, she makes some really good mac and cheese.
Okay, there you go, Amy. Mac and cheese. Anytime you're ready, he's ready. That'll help mom out too to cut down on the grocery bill.
For sure.
All right. Uh, let's see, Brady, tell us about the things you appreciate about your parents and how they've impacted who you are today.
Well, my parents are just always happy to help no matter what the situation is, whether that is I need new equipment, new clothes, help me with school, make me food, and even if I need life advice or encouragement or anything, they're happy to help and make me as good as a person as I can be. And I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah. What do you appreciate about just some of the different things that they've taught you? What are some of the characteristics that you picked up that you really appreciate that they are as mom and dad?
I'd say more than anything, probably hard work and dedication, just because I've always seen my parents working hard at their jobs and then coming home and helping out around the farm, taking care of me, taking care of my older sisters. So just doing everything they can to help.
Yeah. So you talked about out on a farm. So you guys have a farm, and do you have to do quite a bit of work out there?
I don't personally do a whole lot. I do help out from time to time,
Hmm.
but mostly my dad takes care of things.
Okay. And you're like, thanks, Dad,
mhm.
right? Farm
Yeah, I
farm
don't
work.
mind it at all. I'm just
Yeah.
busy.
Yeah, farm work is hard. If nobody's ever done that, that'll get you going, Ethan. You're in a gym right now. That will work you out a little bit.
I do it every once in a while. I got to do it every once in a while. But no, nope, I'm good.
Dude, I can remember when I was in high school and we went out, and my basketball coach, assistant basketball coach, he had some of us come out and help bale hay, and we were throwing hay bales up in a barn, like 100-degree weather in Kansas, which was a dry heat, and throwing it up inside of that barn. I mean, you could not even hardly breathe. Everything was, I don't know what he was thinking having us up in there, but we did it anyway. We needed money. But that was some hard work.
This is another quick question. It might be off a little bit of the topic. There is a few questions that I'd like to ask that's off the paper, but everything like that. But Brady, what keeps you humble? I want to know like maybe a couple things that keeps you so humble and keeps you on the straight and path. I know, being in high school, there's a lot of temptations and stuff like that that can really, direct you, into, bad spots and everything like that. But what keeps you humble? What keeps you focused?
Definitely above all things, my head coach Ted LePage, definitely keeps me the most humble. He makes sure to remind me that, no matter what happens, that I'm not so good and I'm not so bad. Kind of keeps me on the straight and narrow, and make sure that I'm staying working hard no matter what.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good
Well,
head to have too, especially when you go off to college and everything like that. It'll be a whole new ball game going to college and stuff like that. So I really hope and pray for you that you keep that head and just keep on the straight and narrow because someday maybe we might see you on the big screen like we are behind me. So
that's a little teaser because we're going to get into that in the next segment, as well as we're going to talk a little bit more about Coach LePage and some of the other ones. But that's going to be some good stuff. Ethan, go ahead and ask that next question if you would, please.
yep. So you did kind of mention you had two older sisters. Uh, how have they helped you and supported you growing up and everything like that? Being the younger sibling, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. So I mean, I have two older sisters too, so I kind of know that boat. So how did they help you, get through things and stuff like that?
Well, I guess to a degree they helped me toughen up because when I was very little, they'd try and dress me up in dresses and stuff, and I wasn't about that, so I knew I had to
That's awesome.
learn how to defend
I feel,
myself a
I
little
feel
bit
you
from
on that
being
one.
made
I
fun
feel you
of.
on that one.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I'm in the same boat, man. That sounds just like my life. Like little two older sisters always try to bully me and everything until I hit my growth spurt and everything like that. Then they didn't want to mess with me. So I feel you on
No, they're both
that.
great though. Callie, the oldest sister of mine, she's a nurse and she works really hard. She has a kid and she's a good mom, so I'm proud of her and I'm glad I have someone like that to look up to. And Casey, my other sister that's younger than Callie, she works in a ag business facility and she works super hard. So I'm glad I have models like that to look up to.
How much of an age difference is there between you and them?
5 years and 7 years.
Okay, so just a little bit there. So what's it like being an uncle?
It's good. It's definitely good.
Yeah, you get
Boy or girl?
It's a boy.
all
It's six
right.
months
Oh, there
old.
you
So
go. Yeah, there you go. Now you get to be the
yeah,
uncle. Yeah,
yeah, future high school football star.
That's right.
there you go.
It's awesome. You talked about being motivated not to fail in your article. How has that driven you in sports and in the classroom, Brady?
Yeah, so I just more than anything hate losing, and I really like winning. So I don't ever want to take that L. So I just thinking about that during practice, reminding myself, oh, maybe if I don't take this rep as hard as I should, I might not win that game or help the team to win the game. So that definitely motivates me a lot. And yeah, like I said, I just hate losing.
I absolutely 100% can identify with that. I could not stand losing in any sports that I play. I couldn't even stand losing in board games. I'm just telling you. I would always be I would always be motivated. And here's the crazy thing is that I never let my daughter win, and they would get on me about that. And I'm just like, she's got to learn somehow, But the funny thing is,
Facts.
now she does that with her children. So hey, there you go. Got to pass that competitiveness along. So Brady, how do you handle that competitive drive and say, for instance, things just aren't going your way? How have you learned to respond maybe in a different way? Um, from like me at the very beginning would be like anger and deep frustration, but eventually I was able to control that. How have you handled that?
Yeah, so I definitely do get frustrated when things don't go right all the time during sports. And it's not always a bad thing because I can use that little bit of anger and negative energy to work even harder the next time I'm after it. So I know a couple times I've been really mad after a sports event and just gone late that night to the gym because afterwards it makes me feel better because I know I'm working to get better.
Hmm.
And, just going to the gym clears your mind.
Okay,
Getting the
there you go.
frustration out. Yeah.
Is that what you're doing at the gym, Ethan? Are you getting your frustration out before you came on here?
No, I actually had wrestling practice tonight, so I got all my frustration out on those middle school kids.
All right, good. Well, we're going to be talking wrestling here in the second half as well. But all right, great interview so far, Brady and Ethan. Thanks for all your questions. So we're going to go ahead and take our quick sponsor break, and we'll be back here in just a few moments.
CNS Business Services has been connecting employees with employers since 1977. Recently, CNS rebranded to CNS Employment Solutions to more clearly define their mission of serving the needs of applicants, employees, and businesses while remaining current and evolving with the changes in the workforce. One important thing has not changed. CNS Employment Solutions partners with a wide variety of employers, placing employees in jobs that match their skills and needs.
Say yes to CNS.
All right, CNS Employment Solutions, they have been our sponsor from the very beginning, and we really appreciate them taking care of us on this program, as well as taking care of the people that need jobs and people that are trying to fill jobs right here in mid-Missouri. Another sponsor that we have is Big Whiskeys, and they take care of our coach of the issue. And in this issue for September, October, they featured Coach Brett Skinner of Capital City High School. We talked about how important coaches are, and we're going to continue to talk about how important coaches are to Brady Kerperin of Blair Oaks, and we'll get to that here in this next segment. Great interview so far. I've really enjoyed having Ethan on as my co-host. That way I don't have to do everything. I can rely on somebody else. My son-in-law Jay is on a little bit of a hiatus. He actually was moving this weekend to a different house there in Colorado, and so you know what, I'll let him by on that one. But tonight, anyway, we've got Ethan for now on with us, and we're just having a great interview right here with Brady Kerperin. Ethan, why don't you go ahead and kick us off on the next segment?
Okie dokie. So it looks like you've gained some awards over the past couple of years. All-State and the Defensive Player of the Year in Class 2. Congratulations on that. What do those awards mean to you, and what have you been focused on this year, though?
Yeah, so those awards are definitely exciting, but I always feel a little bit awkward when I get something like that because I don't know that I always necessarily deserve it. I think I earned these, but more exciting than those awards would definitely be just playing with the team and winning a state championship with the team. That's definitely the highlight of my high school career when it comes to awards.
Yep.
So
it is kind of awkward when you kind of get in the spotlight a little bit too. I mean, I'm kind of like that way too. I like when somebody's like trying to like tell me something. I'm like, no, like you try to stay humble. I mean, it is nice to get the compliments every once in a while, but trying to keep that level head
Definitely.
and really remember where you came from and stuff like that. There's kind of like my pops always told me, not to always take a dig, but there's always going to be somebody better. So try to do your best and always try to, know where you came from. Don't think you're the best, that you can't ever be taken down, because, I mean, in the end you can be. But it seems like you've kept that level head like we talked in the segment one. While we're on the topic, what does it mean to carry that state championship? I know my senior year, we made it all the way to, I think, the semifinals, and we played man, I can't remember the team off the top of my head, but man, we came this close, and we were going to be the second team in Owensville high school history to be, state playoff, on the way, and stuff like that. So what does it mean to be a state champ? I'd really love to know.
It's definitely super awesome. I actually have 2 state championships, one from 2020 when I was a freshman. I didn't play a lot on that team, but I felt very important that day because I got just a couple reps of special teams as a freshman during that game. And I remember to this day just thinking, man, this is awesome. I can't wait till I go and play full-time on one side of the ball. So then to go last year and win another one, starting as on defense and getting the MVP award for the state championship game, I think that's pretty amazing.
yeah,
That's awesome.
Definitely appreciative for it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's outstanding. And I'll talk. Let me go ahead and I think want to ask a couple questions here. One of the things that I'm going to hold off because I'm covering it a little bit later. I'm going to rewind, come back. So Ethan was asking about what's your focus this year. Once you talk about this season, what have been some of the highlights and some of the challenges so far this year?
We've won a lot of games, a lot of good games as a team. We had a good victory last week against Southern Boone and clinched the conference championship. But we did lose a game to Lutheran North, and that was a really good game for the team. Even though we lost, we learned a lot from that game. And I think it definitely made us better than going against an easier opponent. So I'm definitely not happy about the fact that we lost, but I'm glad that we learned a lot during that game.
So as
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yeah, even though you lost, I mean, that's great. I mean, sometimes your losses, you can take the most wins out of them, with, learning something that you might have missed, winning all those games, and stuff like that. You miss a lot because your focus is just like, I'm on the ball, I'm going. But then when that first loss comes, you go, man, that's the mistake. That's what I need to learn from. I missed that from, all the winning, because things might have just gotten by the winning. But now you take your L and you go, okay, that's what I'm doing wrong. So that's my focus. So
Absolutely. I think the team definitely responded well and got better from that.
and that's good
Good.
too. It's all about taking the punches and getting back up. You know what I mean? Because like even like college, Alabama or college and NFL and stuff like that. I mean, you take your punches and it's either you stay down or you get back up the next week and you can see how you can turn it around. Seems like you guys did, so good for you.
One of the things as far as playing some of these teams, can you kind of relate a little bit to us from like last year's state championship team and being able to talk about you guys coming in as seniors and what's been different as far as the roster and how has you and your teammates been able to step up and to be able to shoot for another one?
Yeah, we did lose some really good players last year, but as a team, I think we're still extremely strong, and I still think we can make a run for the state championship if we continue to work hard every week. We have a new quarterback, and we returned both of our running backs from last year, so that was really good. And then on the defense side of the ball, we didn't really lose hardly anything. And we had some O-linemen step up this year and take spots of last year's graduating seniors. And altogether, just a really well put together team, and Coach Page does a great job.
All right. So speaking of coach, go ahead with the next one, Ethan.
All right, let's see here. So where are we at? We're on the third one, I'm guessing.
Yes, sir.
All right. So the coaches are super important. Tell us first about your coaches, like the head coach, Ted LePage, and how they've impacted you in football and what you have learned from them. Daily life stuff, in the classroom, out of the classroom, outside of school, inside of school, stuff like that. How kind of like they've motivated you to, be the man you are today.
Yes, I've had a lot of fantastic coaches over the years that have played sports. Specifically, since I've been in high school and been playing football, Coach LePage and my linebackers coach, Coach Hall. LePage has been on me since day one. I remember freshman year, him kind of getting into me a little bit, chewing my butt because I wasn't doing things exactly right. I was just a process of maturing and getting to play varsity football. But I'm definitely thankful for those times because I look back now and think about how much better I've gotten since my freshman, sophomore, and even last year. And he's helped me with a lot of that. Also, Coach Hall, he's awesome. We have a really close relationship. He knows that he can come and talk to me and be like, hey, you need to straighten this out or we need to change this on the defense. And I'll understand him perfectly because I've spent so much time with him. I think about it sometimes, and I probably spend more time with Coach Hall just watching film and at practice and at games, enjoying my time with the team than just about anybody.
Very good.
And for the ones that don't know why they're watching and stuff like that, I just want to kind of ask too. So where are you guys sitting at record-wise this year, and how much closer are we? I kind of lose track of high school football now since I've been out of it for so long. It feels like. But where are we at sitting playoff-wise? I mean, are you guys going to be in good standings, or is it going to be kind of low?
Yes, so we're 7-1 right now. We took a loss to Lutheran North, who I believe is the number one ranked team in Class 4.
Yeah.
And like I said, Lutheran North had a great team, close game, could have gone either way, really. But we're looking really good. Like I said, we're 7-1, and we were ranked number one in our district, so we'll have a bye next week. And then we'll be playing the winner of Southern Boone and I believe Wright City. So we're excited to get to play that game, first round of playoffs, and I believe we're ranked number one in Class 3 right now as well.
Yeah.
Good for you guys. Good for you.
Yeah, you got to look at that too. An 8-point loss to the number one team in Class 4. That says a lot about you guys as a team and recognizing that we want to be able to play the best to be prepared for the state championships. And I know a lot of teams will do that. They'll risk their record just to be able to get ready for district play and state play. So pretty cool. I like seeing that teams not backing down from the challenge, and uh, 8 points, like you said, there was maybe some field goals and a few turnovers and stuff like that. If it would have been a little different, you might have been able to get that one. But state championship's more important than that loss, isn't it?
You know what they call people who are 14-1 win state championships?
What's that?
State champs.
There you go. I love it. Awesome. Well, I'm going to go off script here, Ethan, and I'm not going to ask this next question because I know that this next one is dear to your heart. So I'm going to let you go with it.
All right. So, share a little bit about wrestling and how where you've accomplished in that and your successes and stuff like that. I mean, that's a pretty dear and close sport to me. I'll tell you what, I didn't kind of a little bit about myself. I mean, I didn't get to do kids club wrestling or anything like that, and I actually started my freshman year in high school. And I actually went home and told my parents. I'll always remember it. And they kind of just laughed about it, chuckled a little bit, and then we, kind of went to the grind. And I tell you what, I have a 5-year-old son that is actually going to be starting wrestling this year in kids club, and we actually have a meeting Thursday about it. So I'm pretty pumped as a father, and like I said, not an icon, but just somebody that he can look up to, in this sport. So I'm definitely excited about that. But yeah, tell me your achievements and stuff like that in wrestling. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's exciting that your son gets to wrestle soon.
Oh yeah.
Last year I had a pretty successful season. I was runner-up in the state championships, and I had 2 losses on the season. Both were to the guy I lost the state championship to, who was a great wrestler, and had a lot of fun times with the team. The team did really well. We're just off of getting a team trophy at the state tournament, and we hope to do better this year and get one.
Yeah, for sure. So you are going to be doing it though, even though, I mean, like I said, I don't know how the whole college thing works, but are you still going to proceed wrestling this year for your final year, even after signing and everything like that with football?
Yes, so the school that I'm going to wants me to wrestle. Actually, they want me to enjoy all my senior year, so that's very good.
Perfect. That's awesome.
We're going to hold off on that. We're going to hold off on that reveal here in just a second. But you go ahead and do the next question then, Ethan.
All right, where we at here? Okay, so talk about Coach Mike DeMilly, right? Last name, did I say that correct?
D'Amelia.
DeMilly, all right, and how he's challenged you to be the best you can be.
Yes, so Coach D'Amelia has been super good ever since day one. I've known him since I was in middle school because I'm in the same class as his son, and I always knew him from the high school wrestling camps and whatnot. And he would talk to me even when I was in middle school and give me advice and tell me, stop being a turd and pay attention and practice hard. So that was definitely helpful even back then. And during practice, if I'm not feeling super motivated, if I don't know if I really have my head in the right place that year, or that day, I'm still going to know that I'm going to get talked to by Mr. D'Amelia, and he's going to straighten me out and make me work hard and make me challenge myself.
Very cool. Shauna chimed in here just a little bit saying that you started wrestling at age 5 too, didn't you, Brady?
Yeah.
All right. So
That's awesome.
What weight did you wrestle at this last year?
I was in the 215-pound weight class, and I was a little bit small. I only weighed 193 pounds at the state tournament, but it was okay. It worked out just good.
Yeah.
It seems like it went in on your favor.
And the guy that you ended up losing to in the state championship, you said you lost 2 times to him. Where was he at, and how big was he compared to you?
I'm not exactly sure how much he weighed. I'd say he was definitely bigger than me, but yeah, he's a great wrestler, and he was a senior last year.
Okay. All right. So we'll just be looking for that. We'll look for that state championship for you this year. I know you've got to finish up football first. How cool would that be to have 2 state championships in 1 year, 2 different sports?
It would definitely be awesome, but I got to go put in a lot of hard work first. And
That's right.
Stay humble and make sure
Yeah,
I try my best to get both.
Yeah.
We need to
Go put in the hours.
Yeah, we need to turn things on Ethan here real quick because he's told me about this before. Sure, what weight you were at when you wrestled, Ethan?
Oh, I was a little guy, so I was actually my junior and senior year. I was 145. So I was more with the scrappier guys that they like to shoot on you and a lot and do all kind of technique stuff. So yeah, that was fun for me. But like I said, I mean, my freshman year, my coach, and unfortunately I came up short my senior year, but my coach my freshman year told me, by the time I'm a senior, he's going to take me to state, which I did make it to state, which is a big achievement for a lot of people that don't get to go. Um, but I was varsity all 4 years, so that's another achievement I worked for. But I'm telling you what, those times, like live it up because I mean, when the wrestling and stuff like that, like I said, I loved it. And I'm not saying I don't love football, but I tell you what.
Ethan just disappeared on us. That's awesome. We'll bring him back on here in just a second.
Uh-oh.
But while we're waiting on him, I wanted to point out that Grandma Loretta is watching now. So she came on, and good to have you on here, Grandma. Any special memories that you have about Brady? I want to make sure that you share that and let us know about some of the things you appreciate about him. We'd love to hear from you. Ethan, welcome back. We kept going without you. I don't know what's going on over there. Can't hear you. You're muted. You're muted. Are you back? All right. While he's working on that, I'm going to go ahead and ask you the next one. We've kind of talked a little bit about this, about your future. You said you wanted to pursue a degree in finance in your article in Sports Soccer. What other plans do you have? And I know you just announced last week where you're going to be attending college. Why don't you talk a little bit about academics and your choice for finance and where you've chosen to go for college?
Yeah, so I'm going to be attending the United States Air Force Academy next year to play football and go to school. And I'm very excited about that. It's in Colorado Springs. They're the number 19th ranked team in the nation. And they're playing some really good football, and I'm excited to be there. Academically, the Air Force Academy is one of the most challenging schools in the nation. They're up there with the Ivy Leagues. So that's definitely a plus for me. There will be a lot of good opportunities that I can embark on by going to school there, and I can learn a lot. And also that what comes with that is military service. So I'm excited to be helping serve the country as well.
Yeah, I want to just quickly say thank you for your service in advance. I really appreciate our young people that make that commitment. And, we actually dedicate our July, August issue to that. Student athletes that are going into the military. We usually like to feature that. We would have you in that issue, but we've got you in this past issue. So it's, it's, it's quite an honor to be able to have you on here, and thank you again for going in. Colorado Springs, you're going to be just on the other side of the mountains from where my daughter and grandkids are. So, and Jay, they live just on the western slope, and they, I think it's like 4.5 hours from where they live. So, maybe they could get up there and watch one of the Air Force games. That would be pretty cool. Now you've got a
That'd be
scholarship
great.
to play. You got a scholarship to play football, right?
Yes.
Okay. And why don't you tell everybody a little bit about what position you're going to be playing and just kind of what you're looking forward to on that?
So I'll be playing inside linebacker at Air Force, and I'm really excited to go be a part of the Bolt Brotherhood. I went up there recently on a visit, and they definitely have a special place, a special bond, and they definitely know how to play football.
Cool. Ethan, are you back live with
I think I'm
audio?
back in.
Hey, there you go. We saw you. All right. We hear you too. That's good.
I think I'm back in.
All right. Very
We
good.
were talking about moms earlier. My mom is always blowing my phone up in the weirdest times. So yeah, I appreciate your mom when she calls you because she just randomly called me.
That's awesome.
Sorry
Hey,
about that, but yeah.
no, you're good. I want to bring up real quick. We have a comment from Callie. She says, "Your littlest fan, Stetson, and I are proud of you."
Yes, that's my oldest sister and my
Yeah.
nephew.
Good shout out. Awesome. All right, Ethan. Since you disappeared, we had him talk to us about joining the Air Force as far as going to school there and playing football. And I'm going to go ahead and let you ask the next question, number 7, if you want to do that.
Sure. What have you most enjoyed about attending Blair Oak High School?
Well, Wardsville is a very special community. There's a lot of people in the community who graduated a long time ago and will still go to all the games and be there to support the students. So it's definitely a special place. A lot of Falcon pride, and I've enjoyed every second of it, especially playing football for Blair Oaks, having such a great program and being able to be coached by such amazing coaches and being able to have so many awesome fans.
One
That's
of the things
awesome.
I want to ask before I'm going to let Ethan ask the last regular question, and then we'll jump into what we like to call the speed round, and it's just going to be some quick, fun questions. And I didn't put that on your questionnaire, so don't be nervous. Don't hang up on me. It's not anything going to be too crazy, but it'll be fun. But I wanted to ask about the hype video that you guys have in high school. Um, you know, when I was in high school, we didn't have video like that. I don't even think we could get it on film, but those are pretty awesome. Tell us a little bit about that experience when you guys are having that put together.
That stuff is definitely fun. I enjoy seeing the video and being a part of making it. But at the end of the day, the most fun part is just clanking helmets on the field.
That's right. Get out there hitting people, right?
Hmm.
Awesome. All right, Ethan, go ahead and ask the last one.
All right. Very last one. This is the big one, all right? What advice would you leave your underclassmen with?
I would say to the underclassmen, just make sure you work super hard, and even when you're not feeling your best, everybody's sore, everybody's tired, so don't skip reps and push yourself the most you can each time. And this one's from Coach D'Amelia. He always says, be seen, not heard. So that means you need to go and put the work in, not use your mouth so much. And I think that's definitely good. I could probably do that more sometimes. And I like that advice a lot.
That's awesome. I do want to have you, before we get to the speed round, I want to have you give one more bit of advice. What kind of advice are you going to be giving little Stetson? What are some things that you're going to want to help teach him?
Well, I would say definitely teach him hard work, but above anything, I'm just going to make sure that he enjoys all of it because high school football goes by fast. I'm already in the playoff season my senior year, so it seems pretty crazy to me. And I've enjoyed all of it, but I just want to make sure he does well.
Okay, very good. Well, you've done an outstanding job, and again, not only on the football field, not only on the mat, not only in the classroom, but just being a good role model and I think a good classmate, good student, all those types of things. And I am, without a doubt, going to say a good son, a good grandson, a good uncle, a good brother. We'll just say I am sure that each and every one of those people would say absolutely. And we are honored to have you on here tonight. And again, thank you for serving our country. Just we really appreciate that. So,
Thank
all
you
right,
guys.
speed round. Here we go. And this goes back to one of the questions we asked earlier. After a football game, what is your favorite go-to meal or snack?
After a football game, my favorite go-to meal is definitely when we're at home. I can just go to LS Balon with my friends. That's a Mexican restaurant in Jeff City, and we have a special thing going after home football game, so we go there and enjoy some food.
All right. Do you change it up a little
What's
bit?
the meal though? Yeah, what's
Yeah.
the meal? You got to get a little description. I mean, I'm a big fat guy. I want food too. Tell me what you like.
My go-tos are either a burrito supreme steak with guacamole or a pollo bandito, double rice and no beans.
All right.
There you go.
Sounds good. The problem I have whenever I go to places like that is I fill up on the chips and salsa first, a little bit too much.
Me too.
I'm waiting for the food and I'm eating too many chips and salsa. So, all right. Loretta said absolutely. So thanks, Loretta, for letting us know that. That's awesome. Uh, all right, Ethan, you can be thinking of some too, but I'm going to go ahead and throw out a few more. If there's any place in the world that you could go, Brady, where would that be and why?
Any place in the world, I would say go to Egypt and see the pyramids, just because I've always wanted to see them.
Okay. So you were a little bit interested in archaeology, and is there a specific time frame, or you just like that type of thing?
I just like history in general, and I just think it's so amazing how they built the pyramids. I don't
Hmm.
understand how they did it with the technology they had at the time, much less the technology we have now.
Absolutely. That's one of the things I look at even in biblical times when they were building some of the temples and some of the different things that they did during that time. Just think about the tools that they had to use to move these large stones and put them in place, and the amount of people that it took to put those big stones on those pyramids and those temples, all those things. That's mind blowing. I
Must
don't
have
get
been
that.
aliens.
Something.
All right,
Something.
all right. I got one. I got one.
All
I
right.
got one. All right. So, everybody's got, the painting painted. What is the big picture after college? If you could paint the perfect picture, I know sometimes you get speed bumps and things like that, on the road. But what's the end game?
End game is to go and have a successful college career and get a good degree in whatever I decide to major in, and then continue to serve my country at least for another 5 years. Maybe I'll stay on until I retire, and have a wife and two Catahoula leopard dogs.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Hey
awesome.
man,
Is it
it's
is
awesome.
it a
Yeah.
dream to possibly play in the NFL or anything like that?
Absolutely, that'd be the ultimate goal, but we'll see how things go.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to put in right now, uh, Kansas City. Please be watching this young man. We want to see him in Chiefs
We
red.
need a we
So
need another Frank the Shark Clark, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
awesome. Uh, Brady, if you were to describe yourself as on the football field as an inside linebacker, what would be the wild animal that most closely resembles your mentality on the field?
I would say, um, probably an alligator because I just get mad and I just want to beat you up. I guess I play with anger. Not that
Okay.
I'm mad at anybody, but I definitely play with anger.
Okay. So I would say that this particular clip right here might be a good one to send out to whatever school that you're getting ready to play, just to let them know. Don't make him angry. That's awesome. Ethan, you got any final comments?
Oh, I got one more,
Okay.
real fast. Go to right now, on the top of your head. What is your favorite snack? Go.
Chocolate protein bar.
Okay.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you the brand right now,
All right.
but there
Ethan.
is a chocolate protein bar, and they're amazing.
Okay.
That's not what I
Ethan.
was going to say. I was going to say a Nutter Butter, man. You got to have them Little Debbie Nutter Butters. They got peanut butter in them. There's your protein. Get a little chocolate, too.
So Brady, that
Yeah,
that would be why he went from wrestling at 145 to what are you at now?
I'm at like 195, almost 200. But I'm also only like 5'8", too, so I don't have quite the
Oh,
size
okay,
you
okay.
do. But I'm a little bigger for my size, though.
All right, that's awesome. All right, guys. Hey, Brady, any final comments? Anything that you want to say to the fans at Blair Oaks and just anybody in general?
thanks for the support.
All right, awesome. If you will hold on, both of you guys, I'm going to go ahead and close out the program, and then I'll visit with you just briefly right after that. Great interview. Good job, Brady. Good job, Ethan. Thanks for being on here, and I will be right with you guys in just a moment.
Okay.
All right. What a great interview with Brady Kerperin and my co host tonight, Ethan Furnow. Uh, just outstanding young men. So excited that we have such hardworking, um, humble, and just well liked individuals that are going to be serving in our military. It's people like that that make you proud to be an American. So again, thank you, Brady, in advance for your service. Thank you to all the people that have poured into Brady. Thank you for all the people that have supported him and continue to encourage him as he goes on his way. Just want to thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. As always, we'll be here at 7 o'clock every Monday night, and we'll keep trying to bring on great guests like Brady Kerperin. And again, thanks for joining us tonight on One Nation, a Sports Locker Magazine Extra. I'm your host, Kirk DeMars. God bless you, and we will see you next week.